I always wanted to have a lot of friends. I always wanted to have like those big groups of people. I always wanted to be that person that was always invited out to hang out with other people. Maybe you're the exact same way. Maybe you're not. Maybe you like smaller groups of people. I just know that from my personal experience, I was always the person that was kind of jealous of people that would like hang out with these big groups of people. So I ended up testing it myself. Like I ended up getting invited to like all these other house parties. I ended up getting invited to all these different areas. And I found out, I'm like, it's better to have like a very small select of people that you get along with. Like obviously you can bring together a lot of people like I was talking about in the last video, which is great. Like you want to have somebody that can go up and talk with anybody. Well, also at the same time, you probably only have deep, meaningful conversations with a very small select individual like group of people. If that is who you are, if that is what you end up doing, if that is your perspective. That's why I have the 3 of Jujutsu sorcerers on the screen: Yutsudori, Megami, and Nobora, or Kukazaki. I can never say her name. Such a hard name for me to say as a, native English speaker. I could make it less hard for me, and I just have not yet done that quite yet. But like, this is what I want you to understand, and it's something that I myself have come to understand as well too, is I am much better at one-on-one interactions. I can do group interactions, I can talk in front of groups, I can do group things as well too. For me to have the impact that I want to have and be of service to you, it's a lot easier for me to have one-on-one individual conversations with you, because then I can figure out like what your specific problem is, just as I have figured out my own specific problems. Obviously they're going to be always arising and coming up. It's why I've had like different trainers, kind of like how Megami and Itadori had Gojo and Nanami as their teacher and instructor. We all need to have some sort of teacher or instructor or coach or mentor to help see what we ourselves cannot see in ourselves. And it's why having small groups of individuals that can help you level up and help you compete with one another to get to that next level. If you are a competitive person, then that is a great way to be able to level up to the next place. Because Megami, he didn't want Itadori to become strong. Like, he wanted to catch up to Itadori after he saw that he became stronger, because Itadori started way earlier than Megami did, or way later than Megami did. The difference between Itadori and Megami is, like, obviously Itadori has Sukuna in him, so he's able to like do different things than Megami is, but Megami also has this other skill that Sukuna noticed within him that is able to help him unlock this different ability. I do have to sneeze really quick. Hold on. Sneezes. I did a video on sneezes a little while ago too, where it's just like sneezes are either somebody's talking about you or there's money coming along. Like, you can do and see it in both ways. It really comes down to your own internal belief system, which I can go into that on a whole different video, or you can book a call down below and we can talk about beliefs and your mindset, which I'm going to have a video coming up on that in a couple of days, so you can subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. And I know that sometimes some of you might be like, oh, I hate this, and you might just skip past this. So I know I've done that in certain videos after a certain while, but I also have to remember that there are new people coming in each and every single day. So we have to keep this light and fresh while helping people that have been here for a while, such as yourself, along with new people, such as yourself, have these different ideas and concepts. So I just want you to, and I'm going to relay this to myself along with you, is I like having select individual friends that I like talk with on like a daily basis until we get to that point where it's like, all right, hey, we can figure this out together, or we can move our separate ways, or we can work together on this said thing. Because I've had I have had a lot of wonderful experiences with a very small set of people, where I've also had great experiences with a very large set of people. Sometimes people resonate more. Like, I've come to realize there's very few people that I can have deep, in-depth conversations. It's why I do this channel. It's why I have these videos that I have, because I figure, like, if I'm interested in these topics and I like anime, then you're probably interested in these topics and you like anime as well too, because I can't always talk about, like, all of this is a dream. All of this is within our own head. All of this is happening for us, not to us. All of this is our own understanding. So, like, I can only have these, like, deep, meaningful conversations with certain small groups of people, because not everybody's going to be on the same level, the same attunement, the same vibrational frequency as, like, you and I are in this said specific moment. Whereas other people, like, they just aren't as awake, they aren't as aware, they are just more unconscious of the things that they're doing on a daily basis, which there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like how in Jujutsu Sorcerer, there's only a very small subset of people that can see the curses. Some people might be able to, like, sense them, but they won't physically be able to see them because they just don't have that sense. They don't have that understanding. understand. They don't have that knowledge. And there's nothing wrong with it because we all have our own intrinsic abilities to be able to do the said things that we want to do. And it's why having a small group of friends is much more meaningful than having a big group of friends that you're surrounding yourself with. And sometimes it's even better just to like go do things on your own. Sure, like I love talking with people. I love talking with people everywhere I go. Some people that I hang out with don't necessarily like that. So I don't bring those people along with me, but like I'll still talk with the people whenever I meet them. It just really comes down to what you want out of your life and the way that you want to have people surround you and the people that you want to be surrounded with. If you're happy with where you are at, then you don't have to change. You don't have to go get more friends. You don't have to go out and do these things that I recommend. But if you're not happy, if you want to change it, and I mean, you're always happy in your own unique individual way. It's just a matter of like framing it in the way that it needs to be framed, which is why I highly recommend figuring out your speech patterns, figuring out why you say the things that you do, figuring out the definitions that you hold. Because there's this thing where like if you have a definition that like you're upset that you don't have a lot of friends, then you're always going to be upset. Or if you have a definition that you're okay not having a lot of friends, then you're never going to be upset. It really comes down to your belief system. It comes down to the way that you view the world. It comes down to your own perception of yourself and the definitions that you hold and believe to be true. And those are why you have the emotions for that said thing. So like if you see a lot of other people and you're all upset about seeing those other people and you aren't in that said situation, it's because you hold this belief within yourself that you believe that you have to have a lot of friends to be happy, when in actuality you don't have to have a lot of friends to be happy, because you are in the place that you need to be with the small amount of friends that you do have, or the single friend that you do have, or the single girlfriend that you have, to help you be happy in that way, because you found out that that's more meaningful. Yet if you get upset when those other people are that you see with having all of those friends, it's like, okay, maybe I need to look at myself and be like, well, why am I getting upset at this? It's because you wanted to have that same amount of friends that you wanted to have at one point in time. So that's where I say, like, go try it, go like experiment, go see if that's something that you truly want. Instead of getting upset over that said thing that's out of your control, go try to make new friends, go try to chat with new people, go try to do new things that you didn't originally do, like hang out with different groups of people, go to bigger group gatherings. If that's something that you want to try it. If you don't like it, then don't do it. But it's really just up to your own intrinsic way of viewing the world. And that's what I want to relate to you, is you don't have to have big groups of friends to be successful. You can look at the small group of Itadori and Jujutsu sorcerers. There's very small number of them, yet they are doing God's work in this manner. And if that's something that you are also wanting to do, you can do that as well too. You said to become more in tune to your ability, you have to train, you have to receive coaching, you need to receive these things from others that have been a couple of steps ahead of you, so you can get to that next level, so that then you can upgrade, so that then you can move forward, so that then you can be comfortable with wherever you are at in your life, because all you ever are at is at this specific point in time.